What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Just Hoops podcast, where today me and Jacob are really just going to chop it up about the upcoming NBA season. But before that, we'll talk a little bit about, we'll bring up the previous week and what's coming up this week. Do you want to get into that a little bit, Jacob?
Well, yeah. So we're recording this on Monday. And so today we had Max Strus. Josh did a video on him and how he can impact the Heat this season. And so far it's doing really well. Hopefully you guys can continue to watch it. He did a good job
you
on
guys
it.
like it. Hopefully you like it.
Share it.
Yeah.
Give us feedback too. We need to continue to improve, and the only way we can improve is with you guys telling us what you guys think and how we could get better. So we would really appreciate that. Also, before this pod comes out, we will have another video which will be a skill breakdown that from Marcus Smart about him on the defensive end of the floor and some things he does very well. That should have came out yesterday for you guys listening. Hopefully it's insightful and you guys learned some stuff from that also. So me and Josh are just here to chop some stuff off. I'm actually gonna start this off by asking Josh a question.
Yep.
What's life like at IMG Academy during COVID?
Oh, this is where we're going.
This came up very last minute, and I thought of a question for you, kind sir.
Well, it's like it's really weird, I guess. Like it's definitely different from when you were there. I'm off campus, so that's, I guess, lucky for me. So because I hear all the kids talking about like it really sucks. They feel like they're stuck in I don't want to say prison because it's not bad, but they're stuck there. They can't get off campus. They're trying to go do things that kids want to do, but COVID. But I mean, it's fun. I don't really know what to say.
All right, how about this? Let me rephrase. What is it like to be a student at IMG Academy?
Honestly, a dream. Like it's like sports heaven. Like
Yeah.
you go to class, you could be sitting next to like a top 5 baseball prospect, and like you wouldn't even know it because everyone's humble. Everyone has a single goal in mind. Especially in the basketball program, there's a sort of brotherhood there, a culture that they really built, that everyone wants to get to a certain point and everyone will push themselves and push everyone along with them. So it's like a sports heaven, I guess. That's really all I could say.
100%. 100.
Yeah.
That
You know all about it.
It's the best. It was an awesome experience. I just want to hear what you had to say. You had a different experience than I did.
Yeah, definitely. Off campus, it's a lot more like I guess I don't have as much interaction with more people because I really only talk to from different sports kids in my classes.
Yeah.
But now we're allowed to go to football games with COVID. We're finally allowed to go to other sporting events, so I'm meeting new people. So
yeah, it's definitely a weird time for everyone. So there will be an interview in the future from our buddy Max, and we were just on the phone with him, and he was talking about how it's so different having people on a college campus and being like having to go to class in person, having to take the train to downtown to go to class and stuff like that. Like everyone has a different circumstance this year, and it's definitely an adjustment for everyone. And it's still not like COVID's not gone by any means, but it's just a weird time to be alive,
Off of that, talking about colleges, what are you thinking about the transfer portal and with all the COVID year? Like that's like we're being talked about that right now, like how this is going to be one of the toughest years to get into a college program, let alone or like a higher level. just due to all the transfers, the extra years, you don't know where people are going. Like it's
I think, okay, from the athlete point of view, I think it's awesome that they have the ability to get that extra year and give themselves a shot to get a master's degree or to also better themselves in their sport to go to the next level.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I think a lot of people need to understand and really evaluate why they're transferring.
Yeah.
Because if you're transferring for the wrong reasons, you're going to end up like, however, there was a lot of kids in the transfer portal, and a lot of them didn't get a spot on a team. And it's
Mhm.
just sad to see because a lot of these kids could play at the Division 1 level, but then because they don't understand the true parameters of them transferring, they end up at a Division 2. They end up at a JUCO or NAIA win. I'm not trying to knock those levels, but it's just very like you're losing an opportunity of a lifetime just
Yeah.
because you're kind of greedy and like expect stuff instead of working for it and earning your way up in a program. Um,
Speaking about those like the different levels, like this is just going to bring higher like better talent and higher competition to the Division 2, the Division 3 levels. Like the more that people like extra years and transfers in the Division 1 level, it's just going to push more talent down. So it's just creating more competition and better games, better conferences down in the Division 2 and Division 3.
yeah, I'm interested to see how because that'll be the effect probably of the portal and the COVID year,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the opposite effect will happen with NIL where a lot of kids will just be going to the bigger name schools, the higher, like the big conferences, and not many kids will be staying home just due to sponsorship opportunities.
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks for the small guys because they're not going to get the talent that they're going to be able to like compete with the Power 5.
Yeah.
And it's a tough and different time in college sports across the board beyond basketball. I'm just
We can go
hoping that
into a
the
lot.
NCAA, huh?
We can go into a lot of different things like the alliance and
Oh my
all that
god.
stuff.
Yeah, let's not do that.
there's
But
there's a ton of different there's a lot of stuff going on in college.
yeah, the Lance I just there needs to be some type of way that the people in charge need to do this for the right reasons, not
Yeah.
for money. Um there's kids' lives on the line kind of. Not
Hmm.
like let's get our heads in the right place and do good by the athletes that are making you millions and billions of dollars, not just looking to get some revenue. That's
Yeah.
my that's my opinion. There's
You're
my 2 cents.
firsthand with you see that every day though. You're around athletes in what you do. So you see
Yeah,
how it affects people every day.
yeah. I don't think it's right that there's times where student athletes calves are closed and they don't have money for food and the
Hmm.
NIL was an awesome first step, but there needs to be more progress done to really give these athletes the best opportunity to compete at the highest level and also improve themselves as people at the highest level. That's the whole reason that this governing body exists to put kids in the best situation to improve both on the field of play and in life. So hopefully that can get figured out. But um let's change the topic. I'm not a huge fan of getting into I have a strong opinion about the NCAA that
Yeah, I
um
know. Oh, you want to go into the NBA then?
yeah, sure. So,
Preseason starting
yeah,
time.
exciting. It's Monday and The Heat are looking a little frisky tonight.
We got our Heat fan over here.
Yeah.
You want to start there? We could talk about the Heat a little bit.
I'm gonna all right. Because of the jersey I'm wearing.
Okay, we'll go Raptors.
Represent Scotty Barnes. Let's talk about rookies.
Jalen Suggs.
I'm wait. Who do you think not in the lottery
Okay.
will be the biggest impact this year?
That's tough. Who is that guy that the Hornets picked? Was that in Kai Jones, right? They got him? That wasn't was that in the lottery? If that was not in the lottery, I really like that pickup.
Kai Jones.
Or was he to the Knicks?
The 19th pick, he was traded to the Hornets.
So yeah, Kai Jones. That's what I would pick.
Okay.
I love Kai Jones. He's an athletic, big, like he fits the Hornets very well. What they want to do. I hope he gets a lot of run this year. I mean, I don't really know what the Hornets are gonna do, but they're gonna be a fun team.
Hornets will be fun. They're gonna be getting up and down. They're gonna just be LaMelo gonna be
gonna control everything.
They'll be very fun to watch.
For sure.
For me, outside of the lottery, I really liked the I like Duarte to the Pacers. Oh no, that's lottery. Wait, excuse me.
That was late lottery.
Trey Murphy. Trey Murphy's a good pick. Trey
Murphy was a good pick.
Isaiah Jackson to the Pacers. That could be solid. The Rockets did an awesome job in the draft in the late first round with Usman Garaba and Josh Christopher. Those are really solid guys that have upside.
They had by far the best draft.
Yeah. I'm on board with that.
They're building that team for the future. Like that's gonna be very fun. Upcoming. This season's gonna be like tough, but just because how young they are.
It's a building year.
Yeah.
But overall, I think I'm gonna say Trey Murphy, just because his defensive potential is outstanding. His size, his length, he knows what he's doing on that end of the floor, and then he could shoot.
Everyone needs a 3-and-D guy.
He could shoot. Pelicans, imagine him around Zion with BI also operating. They need someone like him to come in the game and space the floor and play defense just to take pressure off of BI and allow him to create, and also Zion to get downhill, and you have someone you can't really help off of.
The Pelicans need a facilitating point guard. I mean, they got Graham, right?
They got Graham, they got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and they got I'm forgetting one.
Yeah, but
I think Walker should start.
You could start Graham at the 2.
I don't think Graham should start. Just because defensively you are
they're either going to be very solid or mediocre.
They're defensively, if you start Graham, you're really slim defensively.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they got Valanciunas. I forgot about that.
Valanciunas. So the starter.
I like that trade for them.
They also have Kyra Lewis, who looked really solid last year, but he played more off of the ball. Zion, Valanciunas, BI. Will Josh Hart start? And then I think Nickeil Alexander, NAW should start.
They need someone like a pass first point guard to start to get the ball to those other guys.
Yeah, that's Graham could come in and be an awesome 6-man. They have Satoransky. Maybe he'll start.
Big
Tomar.
Sato, my guy.
That they're interesting. They
Yeah,
are interesting this year. How do you think they'll do?
like I don't like I said, they're either gonna be like very solid, so like the 10 or 9 seed in the play-in, or they're gonna be pretty bad. Like I don't think there's an in between. I mean, if they have to do good because Zion wants out already from the rumors, but
Hey, the interview, he said he loves it and he doesn't want to be anywhere else.
yeah,
I
that
don't.
changes day to day. Speaking of getting out, do you want to talk about Ben Simmons a little bit? Well, I'll ask you, where do you think he fits the best? What team do you think he would fit the best with?
That just depends on the return. Because what are you losing?
Well, his trade value right now is not like crazy, but at the same time, Morey wants an insane amount back for.
I like Sacramento. I like Orlando. I like
Orlando would be
Chicago.
really. He could honestly make Orlando like
A
a
playing team.
playing team. He could, depending on what they give up, like you said. But like
Yeah.
if they can keep Jonathan Isaac
They have
and
to keep Isaac, Suggs,
Carter,
Carter.
they could give up a few of their point guards. They have like 15 of them, so
They really like RJ Hampton, so I don't see them giving him up.
give up Cole Anthony.
I just don't know. Is that the return Philly wants?
Cole Anthony, Mo Bamba, and 2 firsts.
I don't know how I like that if I'm Philly, but I think hypothetically, if you're Philly and you can land, or I mean, if you're Orlando and you can somehow land Ben Simmons, that can completely change your trajectory. Like, he's young too, so it's like he jump starts.
He fits the timeline.
He's a huge catalyst though. Like they'll go from like bottom feeder in the East to compete for playing spot.
That's I like the Magic.
You know that they're going to be bottom of the East.
They will, but not for long. I give them 2 years till they're a year or two. A year or two. I'll say that.
I would say 3.
If Jonathan Isaac could stay healthy, like if he comes back well from his ACL injury.
If Isaac comes back healthy, he's a top like he showed glimpses of being such a good perimeter defender. Like
I
his
love Jalen
potential is
Suggs.
insane.
I love Jalen Suggs.
Jalen Suggs is going to be a very good basketball player in the NBA.
I was telling you this before. I know you don't want me to say it, but he is going to be the best player out of this draft class. Mark my words.
I can't confirm or deny. He's gonna be really good. He's gonna be really good. I like him a lot.
I like what the Magic are doing.
Yeah, they have an identity.
Except for all the point guards.
They at least like it's not like they have that mix where like, oh, we're gonna like be an 8 seed and just you know like they're actually trying to build for the future and it's good that they have some type of direction going.
I feel they're in the same spot as the Rockets, except the Rockets have a ton of picks.
Yes, via James Harden.
Yes. Another thing, Luka Doncic looking amazing.
He's looking in shape.
Finally, the start of season, he's looking like he's ready to go.
Yeah. All right, how about this? Is he going to be I don't want to say candidate.
He's going to be the MVP.
Okay.
You don't even have to finish the question. He is the MVP.
I want to agree with that on so many levels. I love Luka, but I just
how old is he? 22?
Yeah. I think if Embiid doesn't get hurt and he does what he did last year,
Oh,
there's
Luka
my
just. I think Luka just improves.
if Luka improves, then yeah, hands down, he'll honestly put himself in that LeBron KD category. You know?
Yeah, I feel like he's top five right now,
Yeah,
flirting with the top five.
yeah. He's flirting. He's there.
He's shown like he's like the perfect like player, literally, except for defense.
What he did in the Olympics,
Oh
what
my
he
god.
did in the playoffs last year.
I feel like the Olympics are more impressive.
Yes and no. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Both were incredibly fun to watch.
Oh yeah. He's a fun player to watch. Like the
Just
way he
how
breaks down the game,
him in
he
the
at
pick
his
and
own
roll.
pace. Like he looks like he's a 45-year-old man playing basketball. But like he does everything at his own pace. He breaks the floor down. He pick and rolls. You can't do anything.
That's what it was really fun to watch the Olympics with him because Spain like went zone to like stop the pick and roll, but
Mm-hmm.
all that it did was like
He picked it apart.
he can't do anything.
Like he sees the game at such a high level. It's so like it's insane.
He's so fun to watch. So
Mm-hmm.
fun. The bubble too, his playoff performance in the bubble.
Yeah, like you remember that's the step back game winner. We were going crazy.
Yes, we were. Luca is he's that dude, man. He's carrying the torch after Braun.
Oh, for sure. The league is in such a good spot after like all like LeBron and even after like KD retires. It's in such
Just
a good spot.
Giannis will still be going. Giannis is young.
Yeah.
Um, you got Jason
Embiid,
Tatum,
Luka,
you got Embiid, Luca, you got
Jokic.
Jokic, Anthony Davis,
It's in such a good like
Carl Anthony Towns.
the league has not had this much talent in like ever.
That's what like the amount of the skill level is insane. Like
Mm-hmm.
everyone could do everything. And
Mm-hmm.
it's oh my god. It's so fun to watch. Like the product on the floor is incredible. It's I'm trying to watch more games now, like with the season coming up, just to get back in a flow with like
Yeah,
breaking down games. And it's like you forget how good it is.
I know. Like you don't watch it for like even the Olympics were really good.
The Olympics were so fun. So fun.
Like it's not
It's
just
a
the
different
NBA that the
style.
skill level's that high.
It's a different style. That's
Yeah.
what do you think like is the biggest challenge between like you know how NBA guys struggled this past year like in the Olympics?
Yeah.
What do you think caused the struggle the most?
I just feel like the team setting, like they really weren't they were kind of thrown together. Like no one wanted to go. The playoffs ran right up into the Olympics. All the like there was what three guys from the finals that were there.
Yeah, three.
They literally Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton celebrated the championship and left the next day.
Yeah.
Like, no one wanted to go to the Olympics, but like, and then you look at like Australia, who's been together for what 2, 3 Olympics now.
I think I don't even
But
know.
they've been playing together their whole lives
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Um, Slovenia, they had that chemistry together. I had to
Yeah.
put Luka in there.
Spain's been together
Spain's been
forever.
playing for like all these other countries have been playing together for so long.
Yeah.
So they like the chemistry is just at a different level. I feel like that was a big thing. But like once Team USA got settled in, like there really wasn't
For
much.
me, I think the physicality is something that is just kind of at a different level in the European game. The physicality and like methodical style where it's very like thought through and not as much flow.
Yeah.
but it's also there's a lot of flow because of how comfortable the guys are in it. So like you play that certain style with like false actions and like actually looking for contact and not like fighting through everything, fighting for every inch. And like I feel the European game is so much more based on hard. Not, I don't want to say the NBA guys don't work hard, but it's more physical and
Yeah.
more demanding of the guys in the Euro League to earn every inch on the floor. While the NBA is a lot more free flowing, fast paced, like
Hmm.
entertaining basketball, which like I'm not gonna complain. I love it. The spacing's incredible. The style, the way that they have to get creative is different than the way that the FIBA has to get creative, just because of rules. Also, because
Hmm.
FIBA you can play in a zone and have somebody camp in the paint. NBA you're not allowed to do that, and
That
defenses
was
have to get creative in different ways. Like the point that Spain threw out a zone against Luka,
yeah.
you can't do that in the NBA. Unless if you go matchup zone and make sure that your big floats the middle of the floor and stays close to someone. So that's like that's probably the big like the style of play is different and the physicality is at a different level that I think that the combination of those two things really could like had an effect on Team USA struggles early, but you're 100% right. Once they got together and they started clicking, it was done. That was
Game over.
yeah.
That was
The
another thing.
the skill level in the US is
Hmm.
unmatched and
Another the when you brought up the rules, I feel like that really got them in the beginning.
yeah.
Like
That's
you
what
could
all
tell
these
that.
struggles were early on.
Yeah, that first game against France, like they were like the refs like took them out of the game for quite a bit of that.
Yeah. It slowed them down. It really did.
Yeah, just like the different rules, like they're looking for those like the lean in calls. I feel like that's going to be a big thing this year. How they're taking those away.
Those and the rip throughs and
Mm, that's going to be a
a lot of
big.
the vet savvy stuff is gone. That'll be interesting to watch, see how guys react. I just think
It's
that
going
they
to take a
won't do
bit.
it now. You
It's going
know?
to take a bit for them to, because it's like it's habit. Like you see that hand. Like
Yeah,
if you're like standing on the 3 point line, you see the hand there. You're like, okay, let me go.
yeah. It'll be that is a big rule change. I'm kind of happy that they're doing it.
Yeah, it takes away like a lot of
Free
fouls.
throws. It takes away free throws. Like nobody wants to sit and watch free throws and be in
James Harden
bonus.
get 55 points off of 30 free throws. it,
And
it'll be interesting to watch though, for sure. Just how they adapt to that.
yeah. Who who are you most looking forward to watch this year?
Team wise or player.
Team.
There's a lot of different teams that I'm excited. Obviously, my Phoenix Suns going back to the championship. You already know. um, I would probably say Miami. Like just thinking about them just now, like what we were talking before.
Yeah.
Um, they're going to be so interesting to watch. Like they're going to lock up every team and then come down and they have like a very interesting offense. Like they have so many different guys to go to. Uh, if PJ Tucker could shoot well, like we're not even saying like we're saying like 35%. Like
Capable. League
just
average.
yeah, that would be like their offense would be very good, but they could do so many different things. Bam Adebayo is just a beast. He's just, as I said before, a unicorn. um, but they have a ton of all defensive players. Like you know what you're going to get on the defensive end. Just a
Yeah.
matter of how that offense is going to click, and then the depth is very good. We did that Max Struess video. That's another shooter. Tyler Hero's skilled scorer. Um, who else is off their bench?
Markeith Morris.
Morris.
Dwayne
Um,
Dedman played very well.
his plus my or his per 36 last year was insane.
Per 36, man. Made him
Uh,
look like Shaq.
but yeah,
Um,
it's Miami. Like they're gonna be fun.
for me, I would say Miami, but I'm not. I'm gonna say I'm really interested to watch the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're gonna. So from what I hear from media day stuff is that Steve Kerr wants to go small, like small.
That would
So
be fun. That's
Jordan
gonna be
Poole, Steph, when Clay gets healthy, Clay, Wiggins, and Draymond is the supposed five.
that team's gonna score like 150 a game.
My thing though is their defense last year, when they were on that stretch with Steph, their defense was top 10. Like easily. Very active, very like up in your face. Like we're gonna force turnovers and try to keep this game moving and play at our pace and then try to get a screen for Curry in transition and early offense while you're still trying to get back. Like if they're able to do that and add Clay to the mix, whoo. And then you also got these you got Wiseman, who I find like this is his rookie season. I was
Yeah.
listening to the Hoop Collective and they were like, this is like where we can start judging him. He played 4 games in college and then he got thrown into the NBA and was not ready. Like this is his rookie season. This is his time to get comfortable, figure things out, and actually get to play instead of it getting hanging his head every time he made a mistake, constantly look at the bench to see what he's doing wrong. He's an incredible talent and I just want to see him do well. So that's half the I think he's going to be phenomenal in 5, 6 years. Like I mean, a top 5 big in the NBA. Um, him, you got Kaminga, a two-way, well, a defensive, awesome. I want to see how he does offensively. The two-way potential's there.
He's
I
such a
really,
raw talent.
he's so raw offensively, but defensively, he's going to be very big for them, I think. And I hope that they kind of throw him in the fire so that he could figure it out early. And when they need him late in the season and hopefully in the postseason for them, that he can come in the game and be reliable on defense and be capable on offense to where he's not a liability, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then Moody, he'll be able to come right in right away. He's going to be able to play defense and knock down threes and the Warriors offense is predicated on knocking down threes. So, I don't know what else you could ask for. They got Andre Iguodala back, who will be a huge mentor, first of all, for Kaminga and Moody. And then, second of all, his playmaking ability is probably as good as it's ever been. His past 2 years in Miami, he might not have been the best player, like the best version of himself that he's ever been. He's definitely a step slow, but his ability to play make and be smart with the ball is as good as it's ever been. So his ability to be an initiator with Clay, Steph, Poole, um, Moody, like whoever you want to throw in, he can be a vital playmaker for them, and he's still capable defensively to make plays and be active and force turnovers. I just really like them. I I
Like
think that the Warrior style play too is so fun. To get a little technical, I love their post like feeding Draymond on the block and having action off and using it as a playmaking spot is so incredibly fun to see because it's so hard for a defense. You have the ball in a spot that is typically seen as a scoring threat, you know? You got Draymond there, and then you're having like a back screen into a screen the screener, like a chin action off of the post, and then sometimes they'll have the back screen and then a stagger for the screener, and it's just a ton of movement going on, or just even a straight up cut from like the weak side 45 or the slot, and then a screen, and it's just a split action at the top. There's so much variety and randomness that they could throw at you while the ball's in a scoring position. It's so tough to guard, and it's fun to like watch and try to learn and figure ways out to stop that possibly. And it's definitely something that I think more teams need to utilize as a tactical standpoint, especially if you have a 3 man or a 4 man that could play make. Because, or even a point guard, a bigger guard. If you have
Hmm.
a bigger guard and you can get it to them down there and they could read the floor and make an under control play, that's so awesome because it puts the defense at such a disadvantage. It's so hard to guard from down there.
That's what like they're one of the most on paper. They're one of the best teams in the NBA. Like
You
the
have
amount of
Steph, Clay, and
playmaking and
Draymond, man.
defense. What's that?
You have Steph, Clay, and Draymond. Like,
Oh
we all
yeah,
know what they could do, man.
the amount of playmaking and shooting and individual defenders on that team is like they're going to be so fun. They're probably we've been throwing this word around so much, but they're probably one of the most versatile teams in the NBA too.
Yeah,
Like
100%.
they could have a big lineup, they could have a small lineup, they could have a shooting lineup, a defensive lineup. They could like it's
And
insane.
don't forget they have Kevon Looney
They have Otto Porter Jr.
and Otto Porter.
They have
I didn't even mention Otto Porter. Oh, dang.
that's another 3D guy.
If he's in shape, man, oh,
They're gonna be like it's gonna be slow because Clay's not gonna be there for to start. And then once he comes back, he's gonna be
I want to see how good he looks. I know
yeah.
it's going to
Well, he
take
hasn't
time.
played in 2.5 years.
It's going to take time, but I want to see how good he looks from the jump.
I'm excited for him to come back.
He's so fun.
Yes.
So,
He was definitely one of my favorite players before like he
yeah.
got hurt.
I want to see how he does defensively. I want to see if he could still be that.
Yeah.
He was the dude guarding the best perimeter guy. I just want to see if he's still able to do that. Because
Mhm.
I think hands down he's going to be a very capable, solid defender.
And the
At
shooting doesn't
minimum,
leave.
the shooter,
The
man.
shooting doesn't leave. That's a muscle memory. But also to go in it, like the young guys on that team are just learning from two of the best shooters ever.
That's what I think in a perfect world for the organization, they see this as they're able to compete right now, and these young guys are going to learn. And when Steph, Clay, and Draymond are done, it's going to just be a transition to the next phase.
Into the next year.
They're going to
They're
be
trying to build a dynasty here.
sustained greatness. Yeah. Um. Do you have any players now that you really?
Um,
Let me do this actually. College and NBA player you're looking for.
oh wow. Whoa.
One of each.
College is tougher. NBA, I would say Max Strus, but we just did that video on him, so I'm gonna go somewhere else. Are you talking like improvement or just someone to
Someone you're interested in seeing for any reason.
um I'm gonna go uh, there's so many different ways. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the rookie route. I'm gonna say Cade. Oh no, actually let me change it. I'm gonna go Jalen Green.
Okay.
Just because he's going to be like he's coming in as a rookie and he's already the guy and basically the guy in Houston and
He's the
he's
key.
like yeah, he has the potential to be like a Bradley Beal level scorer and also be able to play very high level defense. Like in the G League last season, his like that was one thing that shocked everyone, that his ability to play defense. Like he's coming in as one of the top ranked high school players, and that's not a big thing that you see often
Yeah.
from those type of guys. But that's like he's coming in, he's going to be given the shots where he's going to be able to score like 25 a game first year
Yeah.
in a situation where he's given the, as you said, given the keys. But I love his game too, like just the way he's able to break down his defender one-on-one, move off the ball. Like he just knows how to score. He's a natural scorer.
Yeah.
And he's just got that athletic ability. He's just one of the most athletic guys in this draft class. He's going to be very fun.
College.
Oh, and do you want me to say my college now, or do you want to go here? College. I'm gonna go. I'm a Kentucky fan, so I'm gonna go Davion Mintz. I love Davion Mintz. He's a dog. Basically, like he's not taking anything from anyone. Like he was the one bright spot last season from that horrible year from Kentucky basketball. Nightmare of a year. But that coming back, he's fifth year now in college.
I don't know.
He was he was their best shooter last season. He scored the most, like he was the highest average points. He had plays in stretches of games where like he would create for others one play, then come down and be off the ball, be able to move off the ball. I lost my train of thought. But he had so many different like break down the offense plays last season that you don't see that very often in college. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just excited to see because the amount of talent that they brought in this upcoming season, I want to see how his role is similar to last season, as he was like really the main guy last year. So I want to see how that changed.
Well, for me, for college, I am shout out Zach Edey. I really think that he's going to have a massive year for the Boilermakers, but I'm very interested in watching Chet Holmgren. I do see myself staying up late for a couple West Coast games to watch him. What he showed in the U19s was the versatility of a 7-foot whatever he is, that he could handle, he could shoot, he could play make, he could do a ton of things, and he's a tall glass of milk. He's athletic for his size. He has a good shooting stroke. I think he's going to be an awesome draft pick for whoever ends up in the top of the draft next year. It's between him and some French big guy that's like they're very identical names.
That guy he's really good.
That's what to me it's like they're 1A, 1B in next year's draft because they're like carbon copies, but I think that the French guy is like a little bit built more.
He's Rudy Gobert. He's his exact build, but like insanely skilled on offense.
That's what if Chet was better on defense, they'd be the same, right?
Chet could protect the rim, but he's
not that mobile on the perimeter, right?
I'm not sure.
But at the same time, you're 7'4". I don't know what you're expecting. But those two dudes are going to be very impactful in the NBA, like immediately. That's why I'm excited to watch Chet in college this year for the Zags. But NBA, I'm very excited to watch Scotty Barnes, the jersey. That's why I purchased. I think his energy, his length, his athleticism, but I think I'm most excited to watch. I don't want to sound like a Heat fan, but I'm going to say Kyle Lowry. He's one of my favorite players every year. I love watching him. Like every year for the Raptors, the stuff he did, the little things he does on a consistent basis, from just stepping in and taking a charge to commanding the offense and making sure everyone's in their spot and taking his time. Like how we were talking about Luka, Lowry does that in the same way, but he's also that bulldog when he goes. Like Luka plays at his pace all the time, but Lowry, he's gonna play at his pace, but when he goes, he's a bull coming down the lane. I think in Miami, he adds shooting, he adds leadership, he adds a defensive presence as a point at the point of attack. I think he fits the culture. Uh, I love the addition when it happened, and I'm really excited to see him in his new home. I know I just talked about two basically Raptors, but one found a new home in South Beach. So uh,
He definitely fits Miami like perfectly. Like that's
yeah,
a
you can't ask for
him and
much.
PJ him all of their pickups fit Miami perfectly.
I was very happy as a Heat fan this offseason. But I'm gonna stop with that because I don't want to show bias. Scotty Barnes will be fun. He'll
Yeah,
be
like
fun.
there's definitely a lot of players that are gonna make improvements, are gonna be very fun to watch.
To go along with what you were saying about Jalen Green, I think that that whole group, we even brought it up when we were talking about the draft a little bit, but that whole group in Houston, those young guys, they'll be fun. Same with Orlando. We talked about Orlando, that group of young guys, that'll be fun. They're not going to win a lot of games, but I think that they'll compete on a nightly basis just because they both got depth. They both got dudes that are young and trying to earn their spots and earn their names in the league. And I don't think that they'll like losing. I don't think that they'll enjoy it. And they're high character dudes. It seems like for the most part. Like I don't know them. I didn't do a ton of research on their character, but like Jalen Green, everyone says stand up dude. Jalen Suggs also stand up dude. Everybody, that's all you hear about these guys. And Jalen Suggs, you saw him in the NCAA tournament. He's a highly competitive dude. He's not he's not dealing with losses. Like he is going to go out there and try to get his team a win on a nightly basis, and someone like that could set the tone for an organization moving forward. We posted on the Just Tube story when at practice, the energy that the Magic were showing, it
Mhm.
was incredible. It was a picture, and you just see everyone on the baseline clapping, cheering. Jalen Suggs is in a stance guarding coach, and like that type of vibe in a preseason training camp setting sets the tone and creates a foundation that could set you up for success in the long haul. So I'm really excited to see a lot of these young guys, and yeah, it'll be a fun year.
Another guy that I want to bring up that I feel like is going to make a big name for himself this year is definitely Davion Mitchell. Like he's his I made a video on him, so I do have a little bit of a bias, but his defensive presence is just going to be insanely good. Like
Yeah,
that he will sit down in a stance for 24 seconds. If you get a rebound, he will sit down in a stance for the other 14 seconds.
yeah.
Like he's willing to play defense for the entire game, and he's going to lock whoever he is guarding up. Like
He
his
adds an
mentality.
awesome dimension to that
Uh-huh.
backcourt. An awesome. He complements it so well.
When they first picked him, I was a little like, why are you going with another point guard with De'Aaron Fox? But
Yeah.
after I thought about it, and Halliburton. But after I thought about it for a little while, I'm like, okay, this this guy's different, so it fits. I
What do you think about the other Mitchell? Are they cousins, right?
don't know.
No, you don't.
No
Well,
family
Donovan
relations.
Mitchell in Utah. What do you think about them?
Utah as whole.
Oh,
I think they had one of the best off seasons. Like
I could agree.
the Rudy Gay pickup was one of the. It kind of went like in mainstream media, it went under the radar a little bit. But like if you know basketball, that was one of the biggest pickups in all of the NBA. Like if he
Mhm.
went to the Lakers, that would have been one of the biggest things. But like that just adds tons of more depth to that already deep team. Um, like if they could stay healthy, they'll be the one seed again. Like Like they are such a solid team and they've played together for so long. I love Mike Conley. He's one of my favorite players in the NBA. Like I love how he can get downhill. He could shoot the ball. His floater is one of the best in the NBA. Um, Donovan Mitchell, as you were saying, is like a special talent.
Yes.
We were talking about that at practice the other day. Like his footwork, like he's Dwayne Wade, but could stretch the floor. Like he's one of the most special talents in the NBA.
The stuff
Rudy
he does,
Gobert.
he's so underrated. So underrated.
Yeah, like
He's
you send me you sent me you were breaking them down and you sent me a video of him like every day of just how he creates so much space one on one. He'll do like certain little moves like, oh, am I gonna go downhill or am I like he's like making the defender
his
guess.
ability to stop on a dime
Oh yeah.
is one of the best in the league.
Like
It's
one thing, do you their playoff series in the bubble against
that was fun.
the Nuggets.
That was fun. That was a fun
The
one.
individual performances from Jamal Murray and him in that series is insane. Like I thought about that like the other day. I was like, oh my god, and we took that for granted. We thought that was normal.
Nobody's like nobody is recognizing what those guys put on for all of us to just sit back and enjoy for 7 games.
We took that series for granted. We thought it was normal.
And there was a 3-1 comeback. Like Denver came back 3-1. Denver came back 3-1 twice and almost was about to do it a third time.
Bro, I see that that game 7 where they missed the layup, and then they got the. I see that film so like that clip so much in my Instagram feed.
For me,
But
Utah, I'm 100% on board with you though. They got better this offseason.
like they're gonna be so fun.
Drafting Jared Butler, I was high on Jared Butler. Some health things made him drop in the draft, but Rudy Gay was an awesome pickup. Like incredible. They picked up Hassan Whiteside. They basically swapped Hassan Whiteside for Derek Favors, and Whiteside offers more size, and he might like. I know people are like love hate about him, but I think his defensive presence will be able to like completely like fill in for Gobert, and like you're comfortable with somebody keeping the same coverage and not getting out of your style on defense. I
He'll be
really
one of
like
the
the
best
Eric
backup bigs.
Pascal pickup too.
He'll be one of the best backup bigs in the
Oh
NBA.
yeah, yeah. And then I'm a big Eric Pascal fan also. Joe Ingles, Joe Ingles, man, Joe Ingles, Jordan Clarkson. That's their bench. Like their bench could be a starting five.
Wait, Joe Ingles doesn't start.
No, their starting five is Conley, Mitchell, Bogdanovich, O'Neal, and Gobert.
Oh, I thought.
So their bench is Clarkson,
Dang. Their
Ingles,
bench
Rudy
is so
Gay,
good. Their bench is insanely good.
and Whiteside. That's the nine. I don't know who 10 will be. Probably between Pascal, Butler,
I hope,
Azubuike.
I
They
hope
got
Butler
Trent
gets.
Forrest. Trent Forrest is solid.
I hope
Elijah
Butler gets a lot of
Hughes.
run.
Elijah Hughes could get a bucket. Oni played well last year for him.
Mm-hmm.
They got Masio Teague from but Baylor also.
Oh, they got him too.
Yeah, they're a
Dang.
really solid squad. Marquise Bolden is also there. He had big upside get in the draft. The from Duke.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking
Um, they're gonna, in my
about. They're a
opinion, if they're
solid
healthy,
team.
they're gonna repeat as the one seed in the West.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that they're able to stay healthy and actually see it through the playoffs, because I understand them saying that injuries have hurt them in the playoffs the past 2 years. and it's just bad breaks. And they deserve a good break to go their way.
Yeah.
At this point, they've been waiting. They have been waiting, and they have one of the best rosters. They have high character dudes. Like, I know Joe Ingles gets a lot of shade for being like the biggest trash talker, but he's a great character dude. Mike Conley gets said about like he's the best guy in the NBA. Like, these dudes are good people, and the franchise in general, what they did last year with I want to say it was every win they donated like some type of money to some, like they did something every win.
Charity.
Yeah, it was to a charity, and every win they donated a set amount of money and stuff like that. Like, it's hard not to cheer for that organization.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dwayne Wade being in the building now,
yeah,
is a mentor to these, like, especially Mitchell.
Yeah.
Like, you got your guy in the building on a consistent basis. Like, this is gonna be help, like, big time impact.
The one thing about them is like you know what you're gonna get from them. Like they
have their style.
You know what you're gonna get, but other teams still can't stop it. Like,
if the blender gets going, it is hard to stop. If they're getting downhill and they're touching paint and they're kicking it, swing. Oh, you're closing out. Psych! I'm gonna drive this. Oh, hit Gobert on the flash. Oh, into a DHO or into a zoom, coming off the zoom. Oh, we got the throwback wide open three. Oh, drive immediately off a quick like drag screen downhill. Oh, Gobert popped, 5 out. Let's get into a handoff. Oh, psych, 45 fill, handoff. Go downhill, veer down. Like, if they get moving, it's so fun, and like there's so many things happening. It's so hard to guard. And they have so many guys that can handle the ball and make high-level decisions with Gobert diving and with space. They're very good at what they do, and they do it at like the highest level possible.
They're one of the best like teams in the NBA. Like,
yeah.
There's teams that like you get it to a guy, you'll set a pick and roll with that guy. The guy will take it one-on-one or something. Like,
they're not stagnant.
They're not playing through one person. They're playing through the team.
No.
Ball movement's insane. They play very good defense. Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
That was like our car rides. Whenever we would drive anywhere, we would always start a conversation about the NBA, and it would just go on the whole time.
Yeah. We got a solid car ride in today.
Well, that will conclude this very scattered episode of the Just Hoops podcast. We hope you guys enjoyed. Please like this. If you did enjoy it, please share, comment anything down below that you would like to hear us talk about.
In a more structured format.
Yeah, in a more structured format. We just kept going. It was a conversation. We're good.
Yeah.
That's how our brains work.
But thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.